Welcome back. In our previous lesson, we learned what ICD-10-CM is and why it's used throughout healthcare. Today, we're going to take a closer look at how an ICD-10-CM code is built. By understanding what each character represents, you'll be able to read diagnosis codes with much more confidence and prepare yourself for the coding concepts we'll cover in future lessons. In this lesson, we'll explore what an ICD-10-CM code looks like, what each character means, and how categories and subcategories work together. We'll also discuss why code structure matters, review some common beginner mistakes, and to finish with a quick knowledge check to reinforce what you've learned. Let's begin with a simple example. E11.9. At first glance, it may look like a random combination of letters, numbers, and a decimal. But every character has a specific purpose. ICD-10-CM uses a standardized format, so healthcare professionals can communicate diagnoses clearly and consistently across medical records, insurance claims, and healthcare organizations. Every ICD-10-CM code follows the same basic structure. It begins with a letter, followed by numbers, and then a decimal point. Additional characters after the decimal provide more detailed information about the diagnosis. As you continue learning ICD-10-CM, you'll see that each character helps make the diagnosis more precise. The very first character in every ICD-10-CM code is always a letter. That letter identifies the chapter of the ICD-10-CM manual where the condition is classified. Each chapter groups together similar diseases or conditions, making the coding system organized and easier to navigate. When you combine the first letter with the next two numbers, you create what's called the category. The category identifies the general disease or condition. Think of it as the starting point. Additional characters will build on that category to describe the diagnosis in greater detail. After the first three characters, you'll usually see a decimal point. The decimal separates the category from the additional characters that follow. Although it may seem like a small detail, it's an important part of the standardized code format and makes longer diagnosis codes much easier to read. The characters after the decimal provide important clinical details about the diagnosis. Depending on the condition, they may describe the specific type of disease, the location, severity, or other important information. In general, the more characters a code contains, the more specific the diagnosis becomes. Some ICD-10-CM codes contain as many as 7 characters. These are especially common for injuries and certain medical conditions. The 7th character often identifies the type of encounter, such as the patient's initial visit, a follow-up visit, or care related to a complication. We'll explore 7-character codes in much greater detail later in the course. Let's compare a category and a subcategory. The category, E11, identifies type 2 diabetes mellitus in general. By adding another character after the decimal, E11.9 becomes a more specific subcategory that identifies type 2 diabetes mellitus without complications. Whenever possible, coders should assign the most specific code supported by the provider's documentation. As you begin learning ICD-10-CM coding, it's normal to make a few common mistakes. These include forgetting the decimal, using incomplete codes, or guessing instead of following the provider's documentation. Remember, accurate coding starts with careful review of the medical record and selecting the most specific code supported by the documentation. Let's apply what we've learned with a real-life example. A patient visits the provider who documents type 2 diabetes mellitus with diabetic neuropathy. The medical coder reviews the provider's documentation and assigns the ICD-10-CM code E11.40. This standardized code accurately represents the patient's diagnosis and demonstrates how additional characters provide greater detail and specificity. Medical coders don't memorize thousands of ICD-10-CM codes. Instead, they use coding resources such as the ICD-10-CM manual to locate and verify the correct diagnosis code based on the provider's documentation. Understanding how codes are structured makes this process easier and helps coders assign accurate and specific diagnosis codes. Let's review what you've learned. First, which character always comes first in an ICD-10-CM code? Next, why are additional characters added? Pause the video now to answer both questions if you need to. First, if you answered letter, you're correct. The next correct answer is to provide more detail. If you got both questions right, excellent work. You're building a strong foundation for learning ICD-10-CM. Let's finish with a quick review. Every ICD-10-CM code follows a standardized format, and every character has a specific purpose. As additional characters are added, the diagnosis becomes more detailed and specific. Most importantly, accurate coding always starts with accurate provider documentation. In our next lesson, we'll explore ICD-10-CM conventions, the rules that guide coders in selecting and sequencing diagnosis codes correctly. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in Lesson 3.